Hey everybody, Klaus here, and I'm going to share with you the big mistake that most people make when going scuba diving on vacation. It doesn't matter if you're a solo traveler or vacationing as a family, the mistake is the same, and so is the solution. What's the mistake people make? They don't practice being a scuba diver before they go on vacation. Now hear me out, let me make my point before you click away. For months you've been getting excited about this tropical paradise vacation you're going on. And one of the days of the trip is going to be spent with a 2-tank boat dive. It's going to be awesome. Now, you haven't been diving in a while. Maybe it's been since your last vacation, maybe it's been 2 or 3 years. But you're a certified diver. It's all going to come back to you, right? You know, maybe it happens on the boat when you're trying to assemble your gear and it's not coming back as easily as you thought it would. You get frustrated because you can't figure out how all the pieces fit together. Maybe you and a family member are both confident the other person's doing it wrong, and a little bickering starts happening. Maybe a family member gets nervous before splashing in the water. I mean, it's a foreign environment and they haven't been under the sea in a while. Or maybe you just can't enjoy yourself on the dive because you're too busy trying to calm your breath and find your buoyancy. You know, these little speed bumps, they come at you all the time. And under most circumstances, they're easily manageable and no big deal. But when you add stress or frustration or embarrassment or nervousness, any number of emotions, pretty soon, those speed bumps can ruin a day that was supposed to be filled with family fun, that can turn tense. What's the solution? You know, for most people, it's actually very easy and inexpensive. Call your local dive shop. Hopefully you already have a relationship with them. Call them 3, maybe 4 months in advance and say, here's when I'm leaving on my trip. Between now and then, when are you guys going to the pool? You know, a good local dive shop will have at least a couple of opportunities, maybe several, for you to go into a lower stress, higher controlled environment and practice your diving skills. Here at Toucan Dive, we come to the lake twice a month during our dive season here in Northern Illinois. And on almost every month of the calendar, we spend 1 day at the pool. These are the opportunities that dive shops put together for new students to learn new skills, or for customers who have bought new gear to come to a controlled environment and practice diving with that new gear, get used to it and comfortable in it. A good dive shop will welcome you to join them. And when you get there, come as a family. Practice putting the gear together. Do it 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times if you need to. Find someone who looks like a more experienced diver and ask them, hey, can you do me a quick favor? Make sure I'm doing this right. It's been a while. Go for a dive together. Practice. Get reacclimated to breathing underwater. Practice your buoyancy so that when you're at that tropical dive location, you don't actually kick some coral with a flailing fin. The oceans don't need any more of our abuse. When you're on these trips, the speed bumps may still come, but most families will easily absorb them when they're on the same page and prepared for what they're doing. And if you're a solo traveler, gosh, I think this is even more important. True, you should always have a dive buddy, never dive alone. But if you don't know who that dive buddy is, if you don't have a relationship, do you really trust that they're going to have your back? I wouldn't. One more thing I want to say on this point. If too much time has passed or you've forgotten too much information for your comfort level, call your local dive shop and sign up for a refresher course. It's not mandatory and it is going to cost you some money, but there is risk involved in diving. And just going over with the pro, the core skills that you need to have and the core pieces of knowledge that you need to recall and remember, it just adds a level of safety to your diving. Anyway, just my opinion. Dive safe.